Hello everyone, it's Jeremiah from Briars, and today I'm going to take you through my routine cleaning process. Today's subject is just your simple Cumoys traditions apple, nothing special about the pipe. Um, Last time it had its cleaning was about 15 smokes ago, so it's definitely in need of cleaning. I usually start out by separating the bowl from the stem. Simple process, just twist your stem off, make sure you don't pull it straight out. Then I take a damp rag. Now this is a $3 rag. $3 gave me 6 of them. It's basically a polishing rag. It's t-shirt material. It's 2-ply. It's pretty nice for polishing and cleaning the pipes. Basically, I just wipe down the pipe, make sure to get all that extra tar, fingerprints, things like that, dirt buildup off. Just like to start with a nice clean bowl. So once I'm done with that, I do start with the interior of the bowl. This pipe doesn't need it, but I'm going to show you anyway. If it's in need of reaming, I use this. This is just your standard little British buttoner, I guess that's what it's called. Got it for $6 at my local tobacconist. It's adjustable, so you can pick which size bowl you have. It's kind of nice. It's not practical for all pipes, but for my use it actually is. And basically you just take your bowl, you stick it in there, and I spin the bowl around the actual reamer rather than vice versa. So you just take your bowl and you just spin it around until you get it to the size you want. Most people say about the size of a nickel. I'm not too picky. I tend to leave mine actually way thinner than that. I don't know if you can see this, but mine pretty much has no cake whatsoever on it. After that, I usually go for sweetening the pipe. Now, a lot of people use your commercial products, commercial sweeteners, such as this. Let's see if I can get it in there. There it is. I don't, because it does have a minty smell. Yeah, this is a peppermint smell. I don't like that in my pipe. I don't like anything mint, really. So I use your standard grain alcohol. I buy it in bulk. I clean my pipes quite often, probably more than I should. But you can use any type of alcohol you want. If you have whiskey, rum, anything, just make sure it's high content, alcohol content. Usually you want it above 90. Now some people do use, I can grab it. Some people use isopuric alcohol. I don't like the flavor, and a lot of people call it poison, and they don't want that in their pipe. You can use it. I know people who have. I've known people who've used it for years and they're still kicking, so I wouldn't be too concerned with it, but it's just not my preference. So basically what I do is I just pour a little bit into a saucer, something like that. I already have some in there. I'll show you. And then I take your Q-tips. Now these are just your standard, Q-tips. You'll use these actually quite a bit. It actually saves on using your pipe cleaners, like your standard pipe cleaners, or your bristled pipe cleaners, because you can get a box of 700 of those for about the same price as one batch of pipe cleaners. Basically what I do is I dip the pipe cleaner into the alcohol. I get it nice and wet, and I just run it around in the bowl. Let's just get that alcohol to soak in there, kind of coat all surfaces of it. Now, most likely I forgot what they're called now. Your Q-tip's going to come out dirty, but that's okay. You kind of want that. That just helps, lets you know that it's taking the tars out, things like that. I do that a couple of times, kind of just to get it in there, make sure it's nice and soaked. Still coming out dirty, but that's fine. Well, after that, I normally would do that a few more times, but we're going to just move on. I go to the shank and the stem. Basically, of course, you're just going to use your pipe cleaners that you have. I use bristled because it does get out a lot of the gunk better than just your standard. And I always dip these in the alcohol. You don't have to. You can use them just as is, but I like the alcohol because it helps break down the tars, things like that. And so I just kind of run it in there. This is your standard cleaner, and it's going to come out pretty dirty. If you can see that there, it's pretty dirty. But your bristle cleaner is usually going to get most of it out, if not more than just your standard. So I run that through there a couple times. Now it's probably not going to come out too dirty, even though it's needed the cleaning for a while. But well, I guess I'll recant that statement. It came out pretty bad. So obviously I need to clean it. Then I do the same process with my actual stem. Just take a pipe cleaner and run it through there. Get as much of it out as you can. This one's pretty bad. I can already tell that I have a lot of gunk in there. Yeah. But for time's sake, I'm not going to clean it out completely. I'll do that later. So after that, I guess we'll talk about this. Now, my wife is a makeup artist. She loves to play with her makeup. And this is a cheap little mascara applicator that she got at Ulta, I believe. Now, they're free there. You can grab them. Just don't grab a handful. They might chase you out of the store. Basically, what I do with this is I dip it in the alcohol, just like I would a pipe cleaner, and I run it through my shank. And the only problem is if it gets stuck, it's going to come apart because that metal part isn't all the way down in the stem of this. But it does take out a lot of it, and it saves you on using your pipe cleaners just like the Q-tips do. If I have a really big wide open draw on a pipe, I'll use this. When it's kind of smaller, I won't, because this can get stuck up in there and come off right here. So that's an option for you. So once I have that all cleaned up, I'm really kind of more on the outside again. What I do is, everyone has those pipes that get the tar buildup on the outside. We all have them. Best way to clean that, I found, is to take a Q-tip and stick it in your mouth. Saliva actually helps decompose food, or not decompose, helps break down food, things like that. And it works pretty well as a solvent for your pipe also. So I just go ahead and stick that in there. Get a lot of saliva on it. And then I just kind of run it around the rim, just kind of putting a little pressure on there, getting it on there. Sometimes if you've let it build up a lot, it'll take a long time. I don't really have much of anything. I have some scorch marks, but not really much tar built up on it. And I don't know if you can see that, but it's pretty clean. It's not too bad. But definitely need to put a little more effort into it next time. So after I've done that, I've already cleaned the inside of my stem, inside of my shank, inside of my bowl. The only thing left is the actual bowl itself. Now this one's actually pretty shiny because I actually shined it up not too long ago. But let's say it's pretty dull. One of the home remedies that I found is actually olive oil. I put it in this little thing so I don't have to carry around the big bottle. Basically what I do with the olive oil is I just kind of spread it around on the pipe. You know, get it all over, make sure it's kind of greasy, of course, but once you get it on there, it actually looks pretty nice. Get it all over. Normally at this point, what I would do is I would set it down, walk away, 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, come back, because you do have to allow it to kind of soak in there for a little bit. But today I'm just going to grab another one of my polishing cloths. This is a dry one, and I'm just going to wipe it off. Make sure to get it all off there, things like that. But it actually comes out looking kind of shiny, nice. It adds a nice sparkle to it. The problem with that is it actually doesn't last very long. If you smoke your pipes often and you're going to be handling it a lot, it's going to turn pretty dull pretty quick. So to answer that, I got this. This is a combination of waxes. It comes from Fine Pipes. I believe it's finepipes.com. I could be wrong on that. But basically, you use this the same way you would use the olive oil, in the fact that you just rub it on your pipe, you let it sit for a few minutes, you come back and you actually polish it off, and it gives it a really nice shine that lasts quite a bit longer than the olive oil. Now, this cost me $7, I believe, so it's very affordable, and this little amount, it's 1 ounce, I believe, will last me for a long, long time. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Once again, my name is Jeremiah. Thank you for watching. And next week I'm going to give a short little video that kind of explains a little bit more about me and why I chose to do these videos. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.